I worry that a lot of entrepreneurs are climbing the wrong mountain because they're not facing the internal one.
Mhm.
And if they were to face the internal one, they'd be climbing a different mountain. So every moment that they are in the game that they're playing, they're actually just creating more and more time and making it a higher and higher climb for them to go down. And you might be climbing the right mountain for you. You just might be showing up for it better if you looked and explored the inner world, or you might be climbing the wrong mountain to begin with, but you'll save yourself years and years of time in climbing the wrong one. And I don't know that to be true for all entrepreneurs, but I just know the tendency of, I got to start something else. I got to do something else immediately. I got to focus, but it's like, are you focusing on the right thing?
Is that why your image in Apple Podcasts is a mountain?
That's exactly why,
Oh, there you
right? It's because it's like we're all climbing mountains of all sorts all the time. But it's like, are you choosing the mountain that you're climbing correctly?
go. I like that.
Yeah, man. And it's true. And it's like, I I aim to learn as much as possible about myself at a young enough age where I don't want to wake up at 47 and be like, my priority is wrong. I was valuing the wrong thing. I was valuing the wrong business. I was valuing the wrong relationship. I was valuing the wrong thing to do with my time. And so if you're young, it's like the benefit of youth is you can make mistakes and you don't have to pay as much of a price for it because it doesn't take as long to undo the changes. It's a lot easier to break up with a girl who you're in a relationship with than it is to break up with a wife because now there's more complications.
Yeah.
And so it is why I implore people to look inward, because it is the only thing that will help direct you to the place where you actually know what to do.
Where does one start with that?
It starts with sitting with yourself for 20 minutes in the morning every day and not missing a day and being consistent and treating it like a routine and treating it like going to the gym and saying to yourself, I am not going to judge the results of this until 90 days. So I'm going to sit with my thoughts
Mm.
for 90 days, 20 minutes in the morning. And then if it doesn't work after 90 days, you say, okay, I'm going to try a different modality of this. Maybe it is talk therapy. Maybe it's breath work. Maybe it is yoga. Maybe it's going on walks with no inputs. But maybe it's journaling. But the most important thing you will ever do, from my personal perspective, is look inward. And if you haven't meditated for 20 minutes a day for 90 days straight, start there and go there and see what happens.
I like that you. I like to like highlight one thing you said, which is you do not judge the results of this until you've done it for 90 days.
Yes.
I love that. When I was first starting jujitsu, this is why I'm repping the merch today, because I started learning jujitsu here in Austin. But I told Lobo, who's a friend from Twitter, it's like, hey man, like I tried jujitsu, but I quit it because I didn't really like it. It's like, oh well, how long you trying for? I'm like, oh, I went to a few classes. She's like, dude, shut up. Do it for 6 months. That's trying. That's the minimum thing you should try. Like, try it. So, and like I heard it there, right? And then I told that to people when it comes to outreach and outbound. It's like, do the outreach and you do not judge the results of this until you send thousands of these things. And then it's like, okay, cool. So it has a conditional, it has an if statement after that. Like, you have to do this. And then it's cool to see the same pattern here. It's like you do it, but it's like you're not talking 2 to 3 days, right? It's like 3 months. Like, try it. That is the minimum requirement of trying it. It has a minimum effective dose. It's called 90 days, right? Or whatever. But it's just cool to see that pattern again in this.
Yeah, man. And I think that it is the thing about looking at yourself is a couple of things. One, society is not going to tell you to do it because it is making money off you not doing it. Two, it is way deeper than any of the things that society preaches. It's like working out is great. I love working out. Defending yourself is great. Jiu-jitsu is great. But those are surface level to many extremes. It's like Building a business, great. But that's all in a deep sense, like how other people view you. Looking at yourself is deeper than all that. And it's how you view yourself. And it's the most important game that we'll play. But yeah, man, I think that a lot of people will try to, and maybe you do need to build up the money to do it, or maybe you do need to build up the body to do it, or maybe like I went through all that journey myself. But by far, give a kid advice who's 10 years younger than me. It's like, look at yourself.